heading down to these special shows in Australia shortly. How's that feel to be heading back?
It's good. I love Australia. I've been going there since I was a young child. It's been, I don't know how many years now. At least 5-6 years. So no, I'm excited to come back. I was excited when the opportunity was brought to me, and jumped at it.
Fantastic. And you'll be performing with Tommy Vext. Are you going to be performing on each other's songs or just solo sets?
Tommy is not coming. There was some conflicting schedule issues, and he's going to be unable to make it. The show still goes on, so we will not be performing together now. I'm playing my regular show. Tommy was doing acoustic. I'm doing my regular show. So while I have done, I've done a lot of acoustic tours and a lot of acoustic shows, I've built an entirely new experience and an entirely new imagining of my music that I'm being able to bring over and put forward, so I can kind of present my work in a different way than has ever been heard before. It's like it's different to albums, different than I've ever performed them. It's a really unique experience, and it's been a really exciting, creative experience for me being able to do it.
Okay, and when you sit down to make a set list like this for something that is very special, what is it that you want to convey to the fans when you do it?
Good question. I think there's definitely a curve within the night. I always like to start out big and energetic. Just to it's the I've arrived moment. So I believe that I can have a little breather in the middle, slow down a little bit, give everyone a chance to catch their breath, and once the initial excitement has passed, I get the opportunity where it's like, okay, let's feel some stuff. Let's appreciate some musicianship for a while before we start digging in again, and then wrap up by going hard again. A lot of what I wanted to do with this was I've been working on a lot of new music. There's one new song coming out right before the shows, so this was kind of its debut into the world. So I wanted to complement that song with everything else, which was the mindset behind reimagining everything.
Okay, and is there going to be like a particular song that is going to take a complete 180 from how people know it? And do you think people are going to be ready if that's the case?
Oh, there's a couple, but I'm not saying any names because I don't want anyone to expect it.
Right. When it comes to reimagining shows, live settings, do you think sometimes heavier bands are too scared now to step out of that wheelhouse like you're doing?
I don't think it's anything to do with the heaviness of the band. I think it's a lot to do with the prevalence of criticism and the accessibility of criticism from social media and the internet in general. I think it makes it far too easy for musicians and artists in general to get consumed by people who don't enjoy what they do. And it's something I suffered from in the past, where you can put something out or do something and there'll be, for the sake of numbers, there's 100 responses. 95 of them could be amazing. 98 of them could be amazing. And there are 2 people who hated it. And they went hard telling you they hate it. The only 2 comments that I or the respective artist pays any attention to at all, not the 98 responses who loved it. It's those 2 that hated it. And we let it tear us apart inside. And I think that's why a lot of people don't kind of take those creative chances and really explore their artistry because they're too concerned about the naysayers. And I've reached a point in my life, in my career, where I couldn't care less. I don't do this for other people. I do things I love and that I enjoy because I love and enjoy them. And I mean, that's the end of my thought process there. So, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily within rock. I think most genres suffer from it. Most artists suffer from it, aside from those who just don't really use the internet a lot.
Perfect. Now, speaking of social media and things like that, what are your feelings when not just seeing phones out in the crowd, but especially in the front row, the people that, you know, generally stood outside the venue all day and they race in and they're on the barrier and all they are is a phone to you? How does that feel?
I think it depends. I don't particularly like it, but I do understand. I understand people wanting to capture the experience. When it starts to bother me is when it's been 20, 30 minutes into the show and this person has only watched it through their phone screen so far. That you paid all this money to be here, to experience something that I've spent a lot of time creating for you, to give you an experience, and you're not even watching it. You might as well have not come. You and all your friends that you came with, you might as well have split one ticket. One of you have gone and just live streamed it, and then the other one's watched that, because that's all you're doing. You're watching it through a phone screen already. I don't want people to do that. I don't want to give anyone any ideas. My ticket sales will plummet. But I don't know. I'd rather people just enjoy the experience and get lost in that moment. There's a few companies that have kind of started implementing systems where they have these bags, and going into the venue, you put your phone in the bag, they seal the bag, and they give you the bag, so no one's got your phone. But to get your phone out, they have to open it. So if you want to use your phone during the concert, you have to go to an area, they'll open it. You can use your phone, and you can't, see the stage or anything from there. It'll be, in the foyer or wherever. And then they seal it, and you can go back in. So I've talked to a couple of those companies. I don't think it's a feasible thing currently at this time, and I do understand that people want to take pictures. But it definitely bothers me. And
yes,
you end up watching, even if you're not trying to, you end up watching through someone else's phone.
Okay, so what was the best advice someone gave you when you were starting out?
Oh, I didn't get much good advice when we started out. I had a lot of advice, very little of it was good. We really didn't. I mean, we came up at a time where the people who were above us and teaching us things, they weren't far ahead of us. So we were all kind of learning as we went together. So we learned more than anything just by doing it wrong every possible way and figuring it out afterwards. So to flip it, I know the advice that I have given people and that the advice I would give people, and it's not the advice we've given, and I also don't know if we would listen to it. But the best advice in the world that I wish I would have got was, hey, that paycheck you just got from tour, buy some books or an online course to a college somewhere, learn about financing and accounting, learn about business management and things like that, because all of a sudden, all of these people who you're trusting with your livelihood and your money and your business, which is, yes, this is music, but it's also the music business, and this is how we live, and it's our job, and we have most people have no understanding of how this job works. They know the music bit, and then they wonder why in 10 years it's either their career's slowed down or the career's been going great, and they're like, I should be doing better than this. I should not be struggling. What's going on? You trusted all these people with your money and your business who don't know how to run it, and you've not been able to call. You've not been able to call them out on it because you don't know how to run either. So that's the advice I wish I would have got, to learn all the things that we've now learned, where we study and we know business and we run businesses and we know how all this works, and treat it more like a business so that we can enjoy the creative part.
Perfect. Any plans for 2020?
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
2020. I have a U.S. tour right after I get back from Australia. I think I've got about 4 or 5 days off before that starts. And then what else? I'm going to Ukraine after that. Possibly some Europe stuff for a week or two in March, and then it's asking Alexandria time. Perfect.
And any final words for the fans in Australia ahead of the tour?
Oh, if you have not yet got your tickets, get them today at DannyWorsnop.net. Thank you, everyone, in advance for coming down. I cannot wait. And thank you for being patient all these years while it's taken me however long to figure out how to get back.